Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Huckes, and this is your best life defined. Let's get right on this thing. Maybe I can keep my face close enough to the mic so you can hear me. Feel like I'm wandering around here. So I was looking over my podcast over the last month, hitting them and listening to them. And I listen to every podcast I do, and I noticed something about them. They all tend to have that similar message about. There's some, or a sub message, I guess I should say, about how great my life is, how great it is to me. And it almost makes me a little bit of ashamed because that's the thing I hate about social media is that we portray to everyone in the world that our lives are amazing when in actuality, what we post on social media is actually a snapshot of the best moments of our lives. Now, I'm just saying that because for the most part, I don't see people taking shots of being stuck in traffic unless they are like trying to be sarcastic that's not the part of their life they're celebrating. And I've yet to see anyone post the balance of their credit card after coming back from vacation. That's a good one. That is a good one. That would be a cool one where you actually you do a social media post where you actually, like, before you go on vacation, you start talking it up. You're like, hey guys, I'm going on social media. I want to let you know me and my honey are going on vacation and we're going to be rocking this shit. And I just want to get started by showing you a picture of my credit card balance. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with you, show you how great my life is, because when I get back, I'm going to owe $4,000 more than I owe now. We don't do that shit. You know why? Because that's not shit that makes our life look great. That's the shit that makes our life look real. Okay, so following that line, it's crazy to be married to me. I watch my wife and Sandy, poor Sandy. She sits. I can see her, and I work through this thing every day. This isn't just me sitting down in front of the camera or sitting down in front of the mic and recording a podcast. It's a growing process. It's a ongoing process throughout every day that I do this because. Imagine the work that's involved in coming up with this stuff to talk about and this energy and these perspectives in 24 hours and to be consistently able to do that. That's some pressure, right? And then you add in all that bullshit I got when I was a kid about self-esteem and perfection and how nothing's good enough. And you get this product, but you don't see. I'm not showing you. I don't know if I can show you me walking out around the RV park trying to get my head right and feeling like the podcast I just did I should post, I should delete, because that's the part of it that no one sees, right? But the problem with me is, or the benefit to this is that by me spending time thinking about it, like this morning, I woke up this morning and I'm doing okay, but there was some discussion about things in the RV and that set me off and a few things here and there. And then, of course you got the ongoing self-doubt about whether this is even worth it. Okay, because that's the truth. We want to have a response, and I battle with that. I'm looking for approval, so it kills me when I'm sitting there. About every third day, I go into this, not necessarily a pit, but I go into this cycle where I kind of drop off and I question why I do what I do. And this morning was loaded with that, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about what can I talk about today? What can I share with you guys that's of value? Well, I guess the biggest thing I could share with you is I'm just going to call bullshit. If I had a card, I'd throw it down, the bullshit card. Bullshit. Your life isn't going that great. And the reason I'm pushing it out there isn't to shame you. It's to show you how to make it that way. See, I spent this morning talking about this, and I'm throwing this out there to you because because I need to figure it out. I need to figure out why it's so friggin' hard for me just to plop my ass down in this chair and do the shit I do every day. I keep talking about how much I love it, but there's a side of it that's dark. There's a side that is nothing but struggle. And maybe in the reality, now that I'm sitting here talking about it, maybe the reality is I don't love this part of it. But I love the reward. It's like climbing that mountain. I love getting to the top. And for me in this, my top is to get someone to say, whoa, you're right. Why in the hell am I doing a bunch of shit I don't enjoy when I could be doing a bunch of shit I love? That's a lot of responsibility for me, right? And then to succeed. And of course, I've learned something about this whole doing things other people aren't doing, right? people who aren't doing what you're doing and know you aren't going to celebrate what you're doing. It doesn't matter how hard you try, and even it'll take immense success for anyone you know, or anyone you grew up with, or anyone who even knows you and knows you from the past, to ever say, wow, that's friggin' cool, right? I just learned that as a part of this part of this thinking about how hard it is to be me. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is the ticket right here. Part of it is being honest with yourself about why you do what you do. My reactions this morning were completely unwarranted. I woke up this morning and kind of got an attitude and thinking about how unworthy I am to do shit like this. And before I know it, it snowballed into self-doubt and questions about why. I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because, number one, it's going to help somebody. There's going to be some kid out there sitting in the middle of nowhere listening to this podcast and going, oh, I get it. I don't have to do this shit. I don't have to feed hogs every day. I can go hang out and just explore the world. I could actually buy a kayak and a backpack and an old truck and head into Mexico or go travel Europe. What? I mean, that's really what it's about. I mean, the ugly side of it. I mean, I dare you, I said it before, but I dare you, the next time you go on vacation, show your bank account statements on social media and talk about it. Say, hey guys, this is what we're doing. We got this amazing friggin' life. Here's a copy of my bank statement, my credit card statement. What I'm going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to have all this fun, and you're going to think my life is great. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you another picture of my bank statements. And you're going to realize that now I got to work for 3 years to pay that sucking vacation off? That's cool, and I'm living my dream, right? and maybe being in debt is your dream. Maybe that's important enough to you to do that. But let's be real about it. I mean, out of a 3 month period, how many things in our lives are actually friggin' off the hook amazing? I mean, I probably have more than most, but this week has been me working. This week has been me taking care of things with the RV. I gotta keep pumping these podcasts out and doing this stuff and editing, and it takes some time. I think every podcast I do is about 2 hours by the time you get from this point to finished product, right? So, just to let you know, the best part of my life is getting something else done. It's learning something else. It's acquiring some skill. It's not that I'm carefree and footloose and it's unicorns and lollipops. My life, I mean, I struggle. I mean, before I know it, what's going to happen is it's going to be 1 o'clock before I'm actually done doing the stuff that I've obligated myself to do. It's this strategy for success that I follow, where you define your goals, and then no matter what you do, you just continue to execute those things that bring you closer to your goals. And one of my goals, and I said it before, is I'm not going to go to Florida looking all fat and sloppy and alcohol bellied. You know how those guys get. You get about 60, 65, you get retired, and then all of a sudden it's okay for you to wear your shirt, go without a shirt, and just have a distended belly because your liver's all swelled up. Not me. That's one of those defining goals, and it's hard to get that done. I mean, you don't imagine how easy it would be to just hang out, but I'm not growing. So, but I can tell you, I mean, just to remind you that if you're grinding it out, if you sit there and you're going through all this shit in your head, it's not easy. It's not easy, and this is the side that a lot of people don't see. I mean, I go back to that thing that I used to think that rich people just had it made. No, they don't. You think like him or hate him, do you think it's friggin' easy to be Donald Trump? I mean, if anybody, I feel a connection to him in a way, because if anybody is working their ass off to be them, it's Donald Trump. I think half the time he doesn't know what's going to come out of his mouth. In fact, I don't think he knows what he believes until he actually says it. And that's the guy that runs this country right now, okay? And I'll give the same thing to Joe Biden. I watched an interview with Joe Biden the other day, and Joe Biden, he's kind of like a little bit like a limp dish rag. And I'm not trying to contribute either way to the political debate, but I mean, come on, it's hard to be you. I mean, it's hard to be me. It's hard for me to be who I am right now, and I guess that's really why it's so important to be your best you. I mean, if you're going to wake up every day with self-doubt and struggle and wondering about this and worrying about that, hell, the place you're headed to, that destination, should at least be worth it, right? Our destination this winter is the Florida Keys, which, I mean, that's not nearly what some rich person with a gazillion dollars in the bank would be celebrating, but it works for me. I mean, and it's an awesome goal. And that's what we're working toward. And in order to get there, we got to do this and that and this and that, right? Yeah. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. No one on social media is living their dream. And the people that are living their dream aren't on social media to tell you about them. It's to get you interested in them. So like Tony Robbins and Brene Brown and all those successful people, and not to downplay what they're about, because they are awesome. They are very good at what they do. And the reason they're real good at it is because they do that. I mean, being a great musician doesn't mean you're going to get an amazing break and become a Hollywood star or music icon. But it will guarantee you are good as hell at music, and when it comes to playing your music, you can rock it with any of them. I mean, that's just a given, right? I think that's where I'm at. I got a podcast coming. It's called Thank You, Joe Rogan, and I come up with it the other day, but I was talking about opportunities, okay? About the opportunities that are presented no matter where we are or what condition the world is in. And it comes down to your ability just to grab a hold of that shit, to be scanning the horizon for targets, right? You're just like out there like a sniper or a hunter. You're just out there looking, watching the horizon. And you're looking for opportunities. You're looking for things you can do to enhance your position to live your best life, right? I mean, an example for a young kid fresh out of high school would be, instead of like jumping off in a pile of debt and running off to college, getting a 1.5 year degree and coming home with $30,000 worth of debt, maybe he should just like scan the horizon, be looking left and right until he sees some amazing target that would enhance his life that doesn't involve debt. I mean, because let's face it, how many 18-year-olds even know what they want to be? I mean, shit, I know 50-year-olds who don't know what they want to be. They don't know what their plan is. It's taken me forever to get this thing off the ground, right? So maybe that would be the ticket. Maybe the ticket for our kids is to not start out in such a tough position. Maybe, yeah, sure, college is great, but who wants to pay $30,000 to hang out 2 years partying when you can do it for like $10,000 if you stay home? I mean, if you're not going to get that degree, the likelihood's there. And the other thing is how the hell do you know you want to be a nuclear scientist? Have you ever done that shit before? Sure, you love the alphabet song and you love the Dewey Decimal System. that don't make a bit of shit, but there are, and back to being hard. It's hard to be me. That's where you are. It's hard to be you. I mean, can you imagine being a 14-year-old kid in this environment, in this world? You'd be like, damn, I'm going to do everything I can right now because the world is friggin' coming to an end. Graduating virtually? Hey! I don't know. Maybe, but I mean, I don't know if you can hear it. If you go back and listen to some of my podcasts, you can hear me. I'm just grinding out. I'm like talking real fast and I'm all hyped up and trying to get that message out as if I'm running out of time. And that's the other quirk about me. Part of my day is set up to reflect on how I did and did I make the best use of my time. And like today, my RV, it's black and silver. You've probably seen it on social media if you haven't, but it's a mess, okay? So out of the blue, I come up with this idea, I'm going to wash it. Well, I live in an RV park that has a holding tank. They ship their water in, so you can't just spray an RV down and wash it. So this is a bucket job. This is a bucket of water with a little soap in it. Wipe it down, towel it off, and get all the dirt off of it. Then come back through with another rag and some wax and polish the whole damn thing down. But it's about utilizing it because that's something that needs to be done, not because I want to do it. I'd rather hang out here, go hiking. But the truth is, part of this thing about me is that I've got to handle my business broadly. And the more successful you are at laying a broad footprint of what you do every day, the more successful you will be, the better off you are as a person, and the better it makes your life, right? You live your best life that way. But it's tough sometimes. I mean, you wake up and you're like, again and again and again. So just throwing it out there. I didn't want you to think we're living in our utopia. In fact, right now I haven't been in the mountains in a couple weeks because I'm helping my son remodel his bathroom during the weekends. Friday through Sunday I'm going to be busy. And I love hanging out with my son. I don't mind helping him. It's cool because he's getting stuff done and he needs the help. But that wouldn't be my first choice. But you grind through it. You wake up every day and you say, you know what? This is good for someone that you love. This is good, and it's not much of a sacrifice for you. But I can admit it. It isn't the ideal thing I would be doing. I'd rather be up at the lake fishing with my son, or out camping, or out shooting his 22, or hanging out with his sons, or his boys, my grandsons, But you just grind through it. So, yeah. And for all it's worth, this RV thing, like I said before, this RV is just a platform. I don't take any pride in being all impressed or thinking other people are impressed with me because I'm kicking it and I'm living in this fifth wheel, because I'm really not. As soon as I can get out of this thing and live the life I want to live, that's what I'm going to do. If I can make $1 million, I could go ahead and do that from a house, right? Just go where we want, when we want, spend 4 months wherever we want. There's always a place to stay. Just have to pay for it. So, anyway, I hope you will take a look at your life and ask yourself if you're truly being honest. And if you would, spend a little time talking to yourself out when you're by yourself about the truth about you, about who you are, about what you really love. Because I threw a podcast out there the other day and it was about, is happiness making us miserable? Right? And, of course, that's kind of one of those podcasts most people don't want to listen to because it's not the happy-go-lucky, life is good, woo-woo, everything like that shit, right? It's the real deal. And if you take the time to ask yourself those true questions and truly talk to yourself about what you would love to be doing at any given moment, I guarantee it, you'll get there. I guarantee all of a sudden your eyes are going to open, and this shit I keep saying, all this noise I keep making, it's not going to be noise anymore. It's going to be fact. It's going to become your reality. And it's going to give you the incentive and the drive you need to realize there is another choice out there. There is another way to live your life where you can still have the home and the comfort and the security. You just get to play a hell of a lot more along with it. And that's the ticket, right? I mean, who would ever say, "Oh, I don't like playing. I don't like having fun. I hate laughing until I cry. That's crazy shit." No one says crap like that. Come on. So anyway, I could go on. I could keep talking about this all day long, but I have another one to do. So I just want to thank you for your time. I appreciate your support. Check out the Facebook, or check out Facebook. If you friend me, I will accept it. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, you can be subscriber number 9. I am giving that spot away right now. That spot is free. and as podcasts, love to get a thumbs up, love to hear from you, love to see what you think. And as always, I really appreciate you showing up and working towards living your best life. So until next time, just remember, today is your day. Make it a good one.